Earth signs. Okay, so this is a love reading for you guys, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. My name is Anthony, and I'm your chariot Cancer. So let's get into your reading here. With the underlying energy, this is your energy on how you perceive things right now. You have the chariot. This is willpower. This is, dedication. Sometimes this can be a little chaotic because it could be like the mind and heart. Is fighting with what you want in a relationship, and it's like your vessel is like, you know what you want, but at the same time you don't know what you want. With that, I feel like you have it in mind on what you want for yourself, and you're going after it, and it's nothing is gonna really stop you from doing so, right? You don't really answer to anybody. I feel like this very strong energy. It's like headstrong for some reason. I'm getting that. I'm getting a very headstrong energy. I feel some stubbornness from you guys. I feel like maybe this could be Taurus kind of energies kind of coming in, but very dedicated, right? With the past, you have the devil showing up. Now, with that devil being there, this could be a past relationship. This could have been a very toxic relationship, something that really had power over you guys. And it just wasn't going well. Very controlling, very manipulative, very, just toxic. It was just kind of hell with that previous relationship. And maybe that relationship even brought the worst in you into that relationship. Maybe it really shined, or clouded your energy, and it just brought out this really bad, dark part of you that you've never really known about yourself, right? But I think with that, it's you were still dedicated on what you were doing with this relationship. Like when you're in a relationship, you want to work very hard, right? But with the devil showing up, and these are two major arcanas. Actually, you have three up here. You have three major arcanas. With the devil showing up, this is also saying like you could easily just walk away from this relationship. No one was holding you hostage. No one was, keeping you in this relationship but yourself. And why I say that is because sometimes another card of the devil card, it shows, two people being chained, but those chains are loose around their necks. They could easily just take off the chains and be free, right? And it's kind of the same situation. You can easily just jump right out of her hand and just move on with your life. You don't have to stay there. No one's really having power over you. The only thing that you may feel like it had power over you is because you gave it power. You gave that power to that person. Okay. And you let it control you. You let that happen. But it's all about free will. Everybody has free will. And I'm a person that loves free will. I don't have to choose to be with somebody if I don't want to. And I don't, it's all about within the heart. With the present situation, you have the Magician showing up, and this is a very beautiful card. This is, somebody, your energy, or somebody, you're trying to, I feel like some of you are starting over. Most of you guys are kind of starting over. You're trying to build yourself here. You're gathering all the information that you've learned in this past relationship to better yourself. You're co-creating your life. You're making changes and choices, and you're trying to manifest what you want in a relationship into a reality, right? You're going after that idea, and it's just flooring in your mind. Like you just want to be in a good, stable, happy relationship. For some reason, these past readings I just did, I feel like some of you guys are just having a really hard time this month with relationships. And it's leaving you to decide what to do. And I feel like maybe you guys are still stuck with this relationship. Most of you haven't really moved on just yet, but you have the idea on what you want to do. But it's like it's cluttered your mind, and it's like really hard to choose with the, you know, Two of Swords in your position, future position, it's having to choose between the two, and it's just very darkening in your mind. You know, you have that blindfold on. Like I said, you need to have your mind and your heart centered to know what choices you can really make. And you have to make a choice. I mean, whatever the results are going to be, you have to make a choice. There's no going around that. You know, with the Queen of Wands being in the heart of your reading, she's a very beautiful being, this energy, you know. She's very loving, she's very passionate, she's very dedicated on what she wants. She takes care of her partner, I'm getting. You know, for some of you may have a very fire element in your sun, moon, or rising. This could also go with sun, moon, or rising. You know, and she just sits there wondering how things, I feel like she's wondering how things can be if she were to make a choice, right? If you were to make this choice, what are the outcomes between the two? You know, what is it, if I choose this route in this decision, what will come of that, and vice versa on the other. With the Chariot being on top of the Queen of Wands, you know, this is already a willpower energy, and you have that passion, you have that love. You know, you're very dedicated to your partner, and it's like, it's like you guys will go through hell for someone, you know, which is all, I think that's okay, but I feel like there's levels of hell on where you kind of need to cross the line. Like, I'm not going to be dealing with an addict. Some of you may have been dealing with an addict, you know, that done drugs, or that's a sex addict, or that's addicted to food, and it's just taking control over your relationship. And you're trying to find a way, maybe you feel like you guys are trying to find a way to change that, and you're trying to find a decision, you know, how to make things work. Because she's a very loyal, passionate person, this Queen of Wands. You know, and I feel like with your relationship, he has to want to change, or she has to want to change, regardless if this is male or female, however the genders are. This person needs to want to change as well. You know, you can't be the only one pulling weight and the other one is slacking. That is not a relationship. You have to know when to call it quits. You know, with the Foundation, we have the Four of Pentacles, and that's already telling me nothing has changed since things had gotten started. You know, with this addiction, or when this addiction was revealed, or things just started kind of taking a toll on this person, or maybe even you have this addiction and they're trying to make things work. But nothing's changed. Everything's kind of been the same for quite some time, and you or that other person haven't really invested into other, you know, programs, or, you know, to get better, to find a way. You haven't really seen a psychologist or a therapist or whatever it is to help an addiction here. And I feel like that's what some of you guys are going through. For some of you that are not going through this kind of energy of addiction, it's just, you know, a bad relationship. You know, I mean, some of you could have anger issues as well. Or your other partner may have anger issues, and you still kind of go through thick and thin with this person. But you need to invest. If you want your relationship to get better, it's all about investing your money into, you know, for some help. But the other person needs to wants to have that help. Okay. Now, the obstacle here, or their challenge, is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is the issue with having money. I think some of you guys are not having the finances in order to afford some kind of help, right? It's a professional help. But I feel like that's not going to stop you. Like, you're going to find a way somehow to maybe even afford help, or maybe even afford having a good group, whether it is like an AA meeting, whether it's anger management, whether it's some kind of addiction. I feel like That's just what it is right now. It's just addiction. You know, I feel like maybe even if somebody can help you financially, if you can gather that information, find somebody that may be willing to even lend you some money to help with your situation. You know, with the advice, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and that's just telling me this whole relationship that you may be in with your partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, however that is, it's and of course it's been work. It's been a hell ride, I would say. It's been work. With that Eight of Pentacles, that's what it means. It's having a lot of effort. But with the Two of Swords being on top of that, it's saying, do you really want to continue on with this relationship, or should you continue? You know, and with the Two of Swords, you know, swords have to do with thoughts and ideas and communications, and two is partnership, you know, union. This is being united, and it's just having to ask, like, do I need to continue on with this relationship? It's already put me through so much, and I don't know if I could do it anymore, or if I try to do it, I'm gonna try my best even further to try to make things happen, trying to heal this relationship somehow, you know, because it's all about dedication. You have dedication here with the Magician and the Chariot. It's all about dedication. So, you know, even with the Devil card, it's all about dedication, because it's all about that control, that power, that drive, and the Queen of Wands. But, you know, don't be a fool either. Don't be a fool. It's great that you're putting so much time and effort and energy into your partner, but sometimes we need to learn how to throw in the towel, because you don't want to lose yourself in a relationship that's not going to work, you know, in the long run, and you're just wasting your time. And you will come out with, you know, some bad grudges, some hate. I think if you were to choose to end a relationship, try to end it in a very healthy, understanding, having closure, you know, type of way. I think that's what's going to help you better yourself in the long run if you were to choose to go that route. So let's go ahead with Oracle here. What are the messages for Earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. What are the messages for these Earth signs? What is it that they need to know in here? Okay, fellow traveler, support is all around you. Now, that could be the challenge. That support is going to be there. But it's also trying to find the right person that is willing to help you. Okay, because you have support. It's there. Like it says, it's there surrounding you. And I think if you were to find somebody that is willing to help with your situation, things are gonna bloom. Things are gonna grow in a better way. Okay, let's go with Keepers of the Light here first. What are the messages for Earth signs? What is it that Earth signs need to know in here to find clarity, better understanding, and insight? What does these signs need to learn? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we have focus intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. That's what you're doing here. It's interesting. That's what you're having. And it's funny that you have the crescent moon on this card and the crescent moon on this card. And I feel like it's all about taking your intuition. I think you need to go within yourself to find that answer on what you're looking for, because you know, honestly, We can't make decisions sometimes on our own. We do need the help. But at the end of the day, we do have answers within us. We just need to really, really quiet our mind. Let, spirit or whatever religion you may be in, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, if you could just meditate and, pray for a moment and quiet the mind and your heart, you will find an answer. It's all about focusing on that intention and what you truly want for yourself. Okay, what are the messages for earth signs? What is it that they need to know in here to find better insight and clarity and closure? Take time to breathe. I basically kind of just said that. You guys need to really meditate. I breathe with ease, knowing you're here. It's kind of being in the moment. I think even take time for yourself, right? Take time for yourself. Go on a date on your own. Treat yourself. Go to the beach. Go find some relaxation. Try to get it away. Sometimes in order to fix a situation, we need to drop it first, kind of step back, collect ourselves, kind of recharge and center our mind and our hearts, and then come back to it full force because we've recharged ourselves, right? So I feel like that's what it's talking about here. With this oracle, let's see what we have. What are the messages for earth signs? Earth signs, what are the messages? Okay. Pride and leadership. Okay, the Stag. This person has a lot of pride. Leadership. Now, leadership can mean two things. It can be a team player, or it can be like the boss, the one that tells you what to do, that kind of delegates what you need to do. And I think that's what the devil here is having power, having control, having delegating you on decisions that you make. I feel like you even let this person just take care of everything without any really input. Some of you must have just let this person walk all over you. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's, not that it's your fault, but in a way that it is, because we need to really put our foot down when we're not happy. We can't let somebody else control us, tell us what to do, if it's going to make you unhappy. And if it's a continuous thing, if it's repetitive and it's a very toxic way, and it's always, it's always anger and fighting all the time. It's not a relationship. But I feel like some of you might be even sticking to it regardless because you guys have been together for so long, but that shouldn't really be the case. For some of you, I'm getting Capricorn energy right now, that you guys have a very strong attitude. You guys have a very strong attitude, and you kind of speak your mind regardless of what you're thinking. It's like almost no filter. In a way, it's like having a Sagittarius. Maybe you have fire energy or a Sag in your moon or sun or rising. I don't know. But for some of you, I feel like you guys need to cool it down. You guys need to really, if people are telling you, stop acting this way, you're being rude or you're being mean, you're being a bee, you need to really take into listening and what people are really telling you, because it's really affecting your relationship. It's affecting your relationships with coworkers. It's affecting relationship with yourself, because at the end of the day, you're really hurting yourself. You're pushing these people away without even realizing it. And I feel like this could, with the Two of Swords, it's like, now I'm seeing it as like it's a victimized card. Like, poor me, what do I do? What is it that it is? Some of you may be even you may be even the issue. And you need to really reflect right? You really need to reflect. Yeah. And I feel like some of you guys are, you know, you want the teamwork effort, but you guys can't be lazy. I think that's another thing. You guys can't just depend on the other person to do all the work for you. I feel like this is more towards you now, not just the other person. Now it's more towards you, that don't be lazy, because other people are gonna walk out of your life if you're not pulling your weight, because everybody is doing it, right? And you're not following what people are telling you. And I feel like some of you may even be running to the person that has your back. Like, you're using that to your advantage, you know, with the stage being there, leadership. I feel like you're using that to your advantage. And some of you may even be, you know, that leadership type person, but it's like that chain of command. You may be even going to somebody that has that kind of power. All in all, I think it is having to take a break from things and just kind of really collect yourself. Ask yourself these questions, like, you know, what is it that I need to do better in my relationship? And this could be relationship, not just with romance or spouses. This could be relationships with your friends, your coworkers, whoever you may even have, you know, a tight tension energy with someone. And this can be just overall as well, because it's a bit of a general love reading. So ask yourself those kind of questions and see how that plays out. All right, Earth signs. Okay, so that's the end of your reading here. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know how this resonates with you. If that doesn't, that's okay. It just means that maybe your message wasn't for you, or that message wasn't for you. And go ahead and check out, if you haven't already, see the other videos I may have. Check your sun, moon, or rising sign to see if that also relates to you. Up until next time, we'll see you in December.